Hello people of the web and welcome back to my Lyfcraft series. This is episode number 43, which makes it my longest series yet. A new milestone. Now I'm actually starting off this episode not on the Lyfcraft server. This, if I should put my armour back on, is Vanilla High. And I'm here because there's a farm that I kind of need to copy. So I wanted to grab some screenshots of this thing, which is my, what's the word for it? Blue Orchid farm. Now, this flower farm will work in any biome and get different flowers. So of course, I could build this near a flower forest and get quite a lot of flowers. Just make sure I stand back, otherwise that gets quite loud. And with it on for, what, 10-15 seconds, you can see that it gets plenty of flowers. And all we have to do is press that little button and it all washes towards me. So my plan is to build several of these on a live stream later today in the flower forest just past Karis's base. A little bit of a loss there where flowers are ending up on top, so I might need to put another block on top of the dispensers. But other than that, works quite well. And I just need to duplicate it, which means time to make screenshots. Oh, and this little addition here filters out seeds. So you see these seeds are being sucked up and put into the composter, and I get a little bit of my bone meal back. Not that I'm running short on bones. If I remember correctly, I should have my bones by this little nano farm. Not worth riptiding over. So this little nano farm was mostly built here so I could make lots of carrots and potatoes, etc. while the cows are growing up. And of course wheat to feed them. I have bones. Hello. Where on earth did you spawn? It's quite well lit up round here because this is next to my witch hut. Bones, more bones, even more bones, and you guessed it, bones. So I have plenty of them to run through. So I don't really need to worry about filtering out the wheat seeds, but it does make the chest a little bit tidier. And another guest. I suppose it is dark here. And yeah, that little bit of hill should have been lit up. Just logged back onto the Lyfcraft server and found myself inside a cat. I forgot that I put myself here. Ouch. Well, that'll work. Hey, I got a free bit of concrete back. I take it that Karis hasn't logged on yet and seen this cat. And the reason I popped over here to have a look at said cat was I was catching up with Hushbug and wanted to show her what I'd built. I was just about to head home and then remembered that actually this is kind of close to where I want to be. Because the flower forest should be in this direction. So my base is that way. Flower forest, I know there's one over here somewhere. Ideally I want somewhere I can build multiple of those farms. Oh, I mean, this little bit over here would be a really fitting area because I can have several of them in a row. Yep, this I like. Let's clear some space and flatten the land. Ready for live streaming later. It's been a while since I last cut down a tree on this server because I've grown lazy and Bex's prices are pretty cheap. So I'm quite happy to buy wood from them. However, the last time I was cutting wood was on the Revo server with probably an efficiency 1 iron axe. This is a lot more bearable. I would say that that's a noticeable difference. And I've got some free wood, which would be handy for making hoppers. I'm also now generating mobs, which can help repair my axe that I've been using. See? It's smart to let things get dark and scary. Just need to go back to my base, pick up resources, and then start my live stream. And I'll see you afterwards, where hopefully I'll have at least one working flower farm. Mobs. Let's go this way. No, that's not a... I tried to take off with a carrot. Ah, much better. I came back to my base and thought I'd grab some rockets, and I noticed that the creeper farm was still turned on, which is rather surprising because I only took like 2 stacks out of it since it was last full. And it shouldn't be that difficult for it to refill. I then jumped on my camera account and found out the issue. Now this is going to be a little bit risky. Let's place a door here, and then I can break these two. Another door like that. Then we can head up and see whether we can fix this. Trident. Hello. Oh, well, that didn't go well. Slight problem. But at least they can't get down to me. So I'm just going to stand here and try and take out the rest of these, and then we can look at the problem. Yeah, I might have made the problem slightly worse. And now I need supplies. I can fix that. Let's go grab some blocks, which I can do from up here. Now the issue was that there was no source block of water here coming across, which meant that they were just sitting at the top of the bubble elevator, not going anywhere. Whee! Ouch. Open. Hey, like a pro. Now let's fix this problem that I've created for myself. All fixed, which means now I can jump through here, break this door first, so I can then fill it back in, then break this one. Otherwise, I'd lose my carpet. And we can turn this thing back on and see whether any creepers come through. Maybe I should do something while waiting. Oh, I see an enigma.
Maybe.
I'm on top of your lovely new shop, which I notice is running a little bit low on stock.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, you haven't checked your... Okay.
Oh, I haven't checked it in a little bit.
Last time I looked, it looked quite low.
Oh, wow. There's nothing in here.
Yeah. I might have helped towards that in that I lost 2 beacons.
Wow, you lost 2 of them?
Well, I had 2 beacons in my essential shulker, along with 2 tridents, a couple pickaxes, what else do I have in there? Some really expensive stuff that I broke the shulker and left to despawn on a live stream.
Oh, that's not good.
And then after the live stream, I went, wait, did I put it down somewhere? Did I really let it despawn? I went back and, of course, I have all my VODs. So I watched myself break it, walk past it, not pick it up, and up the stairs.
Oh.
Yeah, rip. So you've been making plenty of money from your new shop?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty decent. Let's see, is there an ender chest in here?
Oh, of course, you've got even more diamond blocks in your ender chest.
Here you go.
Oh dear, this is going to be depressing, isn't it? Oh wow, 2 stacks of diamond blocks. Damn, worth a try.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. Yeah, I've been a little busy on the money front.
Well, speaking of new shops, may I draw your attention to my very, very pretty new build. I'm quite pleased with.
Nice little flower shop going on here.
Yeah. And part of the reason I wanted to talk to you now, A, to promote my lovely shop, because you know you want to buy some tulips. However, if you look at any of the tulip chests, you will see I don't have many of them.
Oh.
So I'm planning on building a flower farm this weekend on live stream, or maybe a few flower farms.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you're aware, with most flower farms, you generate a lot of sunflowers and then not enough of other ones. So I'll end up with excess of maybe, poppies and some tulip colours, but not others. And I know you have a dye shop.
Yes.
And I figured rather than me just turning them into bone meal, you might appreciate some of them turned into dyes to top up your shop.
Ooh, that would actually be very lovely, actually. I was planning on making, let's see, which one was it?
I don't have it there.
Yeah.
Azure Bluettes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the light blue ones.
The one that grows in the swamp biome.
Yeah, I have a swamp not too far from my base.
That's actually one I was going to mention, because I don't know if I have a swamp near me.
Oh.
I have a flower forest near me.
Yeah.
So perhaps as part of your end of the deal, are you proposing you could sort out those ones for me?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Right, we have a deal.
Here's another thing. Actually, I have another proposition for you.
Yeah.
I need quartz.
Oh.
I need a lot of quartz.
How much is a lot of quartz, roughly speaking?
About 4 shulker boxes.
That's quite a lot of quartz. Let me sort out your quartz. You can sort out some of your flowers. I'll top up the rest and we'll work it out afterwards. I'm sure we can come to an amicable arrangement.
All right.
I completed my live stream. I've built 2 flower farms. I'm likely to need to build 1 more. And I've been doing a little bit of trading with these guys to stock up on quartz. Because that's a lot of quartz that Enigma wants. So I'm going to grab most of what I got in here. Let's leave the odd bit and take full stacks. We can pop to the shopping district to offload these quartz and then head over to my new flower farms. So the plan is, of course, to have 2 double chests full of quartz in the shop just to fulfill Enigma's order. I have post. I have post. This is so exciting. Ooh, diamonds. Ah, iron profits. I will gladly take that. Why is there no crafting bench? Oh, I have a crafting bench back at my shop. Topped up the quartz shop, and now let's have a look at the flower shop. So you will notice we've got a reasonable amount of sunflowers. Some less good, but that's just unfortunately the way flower farms work. You end up with too much of one thing and not enough of the other. I don't have a farm for dandelions, but Enigma does, luckily. So I can get him to fill those, and I can provide him with things like alliums and wither roses. Wither roses is the one that he was the most interested in, which kind of makes sense. It's hardest to farm. And this, ooh, I'm now up to full 10 blocks. I'm catching up with Enigma. Well, kind of. Anyway, to the flower farm, which is this way. Boop. I just enjoy doing that to turn the light on. I'm actually managing to fly to this place without having to look at coordinates. I'm learning my way around. And yes, I used iron blocks to map out the area because it's the thing I have enough of. Now I'm going to do you all a favour by turning my sound down. Let's do 5%. That should be enough. Let's flick that lever. And as you can see, that works quite nicely. So I've got this little patch over here which does blue cornflowers, oxide daisies and lily of the valley. Whereas this one over here is tulips. Lots of tulips. Now there's some colours we get more than others, but we get them all eventually. That's fine. I don't mind running this too much because I've got bone meal. Not a problem. Now my intention is to have another farm because there's other things that are in the flower forest that I haven't got yet. Which I think is... right. It's not going to be over here. It'll be this way. Yeah, so we need azure bluettes. Azure bluettes? Is that what it's called? Not azure bluettes. Yeah, azure bluettes. Alliums. And there was something else that grows in this little patch here that helps me. But I can't remember what it was. Or it might be red tulips. Yet again, I find myself recording a clip after a live stream to explain things went well. I'm just picking up some bones from here. And can't help but notice that I have 3 silos where all of the indicator lights are on. Which means, I wonder... we have excess gunpowder. Look, it's going into lava. Isn't it beautiful? And arrows, which is less exciting because people often throw arrows into lava. Gunpowder! What a waste. But I have 35,000 over there and another 12,000 in the creeper farm. Wow. Yeah, that's going on a lot longer than I was expecting. Oh. Gunpowder's gone. We'll leave that on because it doesn't cause any harm. It only turns on if there's stuff in the silos. And now I can show you what we got up to on the stream, where I was joined by the wonderful Garrus and some lovely people of chat. And I built a new thing. It's very new. In fact, is in here. So you may recognise that wall is a little bit different. Let's zip up here. And yes, I have a bubble elevator. I could go this way. However, flying in is more fun. So I've extended the hopper chain that feeds all of the silos in here to also go around this little room and put filters in for all of the flowers. So of course I can load up on things, and then if we have more than 2 double chests full of any flower, it goes all the way around into the composter. Good way of filtering things out, I think. And I think it turned out quite well. I like it. I do need to do something with the ceiling though. I have to admit, I'm slightly terrified that when I break this there might be water above. Oh. Oh. Although now I'm getting a little bit bold. Ah, what's the worst that can happen? Oh. I was right. Well, that carpet needs replacing. I may have made it even worse. But that's okay. At this point, I give up on the flooring. It's fine. Just rip this out. And then I'll figure out what I'm doing. Oh, ender chest in my way. So I'm going to be putting stairs on the inside of this, and then hoping to put some redstone lamps and this stuff between. Although it might be better if I break it into sections, but we'll try as one long part, which is a little bit different to how it is in the silo room, but not too different that it offends me. Nope. This is made slightly more difficult by the fact the water moves me around. There, all finished, and the carpet's replaced, which makes this room kind of tie up with this one over here. Oh, the only other thing I meant to do was put a couple lights on this balcony. And yes, I do appreciate the fact that I can fly in and out of that bit. Love it. Because bubble elevators, yeah, they're alright, but when you're always wearing elytra, just jump down. And I'm back at the flower farm. Partly because I need to repair things. I might have had a little bit of an incident whilst editing the video earlier, and a creeper exploded. I didn't die, but it made a hole, and it was a little bit unsightly. And I wanted to come over here so that I could use some of these bones and get loads of flowers and start testing my silo and continue filling up the shop. I may have gone over the top on some of these flowers. I'm pretty sure I don't have that much space in the shop. No, I don't. But the excess can either go into... Actually, could go straight into the dye shop. Now, this shop was originally built before 1.14 was a thing, so he's used lapis instead of blue dye. So what I'm going to do is remove these. Look for a crafting table. There's one. I can then make these into blocks and pop them in Enigma's postbox. And then use some of these beautiful things to make some blue dye. No, not that. Let's put these in here so I don't accidentally craft anything out of lapis. Blue dye. The other thing, of course, I can make with the blue dye would be light blue dye, because that's just blue and white. And I have... yep, plenty of white tulips. But might as well make all this first and go from there. Oh, well, that's interesting. Apparently white tulips makes light grey dye. I didn't know that. And that's quite handy, because I've got space for that. Not a lot of space, but some. Now, of course, I could take all of these white tulips and put them in the chest upstairs, but that doesn't really test the system. So I'm loading them in here. Oh, at least I would do if I wasn't throwing it on the ground. That. And then on the other... Oh, I haven't got that many more to load in. Just take these. I don't have a use for the light grey dye at the moment. Pop these things in here. I'm pretty sure you can't compost dye. So I'll take that. And all of that stuff will get spat into the water stream. Pick up shulker rather than forgetting it. Up here. And they'll get picked up by the hopper at top and go around the sourcing system. So if I go up here, wow, that was a smooth landing. It shouldn't take long before the filter fills up for white tulips and we end up with things in this chest. Fingers crossed. Oh, and I just ended that clip and seconds later, white tulips. Looking good. The only complaint I have for this thing at the moment is I kind of want a sign saying which one's up and which one's down. So this is down, and this one will be up, and then we'll do the same up here. Oh, 1, 2, 4, up, and too many clicks, down. That looks pretty good. This room came out of absolutely nowhere, and I'm really pleased with it. Tulips are coming in nicely. Flower palms working. Got one more to do in a live stream at some point, but I'll get around to that in a couple of days. For now, I have to say that's about it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button as it really helps. Subscribe if you haven't already, and perhaps recommend my channel to a friend. It really helps. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.